Well, hello lovely humans, and welcome back to my channel for part 2 of the plant tour, because I have so many plants it couldn't be in one video. I am super excited to be bringing you the second half of my plant collection. Like I said in the last video, I just want to remind y'all that I am by no means an expert at any of this. I collect plants, but for the most part, there's a lot of times where I have no idea what I'm doing. I've done my best to continue the plant counter in the upper corner, and we're only counting plants that are in soil, except for the terrarium lamps. Like those I didn't know how to count, so I didn't count those. And as well, I do have the scientific names and the common names as best as I can find them listed down below on the screen for each of the plants. So without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. So we go right here. Also soil in my sink. Cool. Welcome to life of a plant parent. Here is a peperomia I literally just got like a week ago. So, you know, before everything went down. I'm not quite sure what kind of peperomia it is, but I do know that I'm just gonna love it very much. I just haven't found a home for it just yet. Another Monstera deliciosa, another Pelea peperomioides, and here is another Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. This was actually 2 separate pots that I got at a local nursery, and when I saw them, I freaked out, you guys, because the other one that I just showed you, I actually got that one off of eBay because I've wanted one for such a long time, and then to see 2 of them at a local nursery, oh my gosh, I just went crazy. I went crazy. Oh, I forgot to say, this is a south-facing window and that's a west-facing window. And then I have Philodendron micans. This one is super leggy. It was actually a couple of cuttings. I don't know if you guys remember when I went up to Friday Harbor, or the San Juan Islands in Washington, this shop owner gave me some cuttings. This is one of them. So it's definitely still growing and it definitely needs to be trimmed. And these are the cuttings that are downstairs in my propagation station. Another Scindapsus pictus argyreus. Again, I do think this is an argyreus based on the leaf pattern. Donkey's tail or burro's tail succulent. And this guy fell. So he's got quite a few bare spots, which made me so sad. But I stuck them up here and some of them seem to be rooting, which is awesome. A philodendron silver sword cutting with a brand new leaf coming out. Super excited about that. This actually came off of a plant that you'll see in another room. He just was getting so leggy. So I was like, you need to chop and we'll figure it out from there. This is all that I have left from that Cebu blue that I was telling you about that got root rot. The leaves are very pale. It's hard to tell in this lighting. I don't have much hope for this guy. But we're gonna keep on trying for as long as possible until it's time to say goodbye. Here is, well, I suppose you have a couple of fronds that need tending to, but here is a relatively happy maidenhair fern. I'm just as amazed as you guys are. Secret to maidenhair ferns: don't let their soil dry out. It's not humidity for their leaves, it's rather their soil. So back here, I actually have a terracotta, I guess it's terracotta, a water spike and a cup of water, so the soil stays constantly moist and it keeps pushing out new growth. So smushed right between a south-facing and west-facing window, but rarely super direct light, and still seems to handle it just fine. So to me, it's not a lighting issue, it's just keeping the soil moist. And I should probably go through and trim it up just a wee bit. Okay, here's where stuff gets real. You ready? Okay, cool. In that back upper hand corner, we have an Asparagus Fern that is growing like crazy. I do have it pinned up over here with push pins, but there's even pieces, I don't even know if you could see. There's a piece like an offshoot all the way up over here. So that guy's super happy. You can see he's a little bare on top, but those are hard to trim because they have thorns. So we're leaving him bare on top. You can't see very much, but this growth is absolutely crazy to me. He's just all over the place. He's wild, y'all. He is wild. And then up in front, we have another Philodendron heteroecium, or a heartleaf philodendron. This one is one of the ones that will probably go outside when it's warm enough because it just seems to thrive out there. Oh, let's get rid of you yellow leaf, shall we? This is another Pelea peperomioides. I told you guys, I have so many pups around the house, and this is actually a planter that I made for a DIY that'll hopefully be coming out pretty soon because it's so cute. I'm obsessed. Back there we have yet another staghorn fern, or Platycerium bifurcatum. You can see those shield fronds are massive on that guy. So that one I put recently into this pot. I hope that this can be one of those that just like, hold on, let me see if I can get over here, that just like grows pups all around it. I think that'd be awesome. Okay, we're switching over to iPhone footage really fast because apparently the audio for this one plant right here was messed up. So Jamie's got different nails happening. But we've got another Boston fern back over here, which is massive and simply loving life right next to this western facing window, and is actually growing over into the shower. I will have to tuck the fronds on the opposite side just so we don't like get hit in the face. Super, super happy fern over there. Excuse the crummy iPhone footage and the howling neighbor's dog, but hey, we needed to highlight this beauty and make sure you could hear the audio a little bit better. We have a Philodendron Moonshine. Look at this new leaf. Just absolutely gorgeous. You're a stunner, and I love you. Thanks for being you. Yet another golden pothos. This side, we have yet another Hoya Crimson Queen. She is gorgeous. Look at these all white leaves. Like, I know they're not viable long term. I'm aware, but I'm keeping them because they cute. Look at you. Look at you in this gorgeous, I think it's an acacia wood bowl. Oh, I loves you. I loves you. Okay, now we're gonna go down on over here. We have a Hoya obovata. Is it obovata? I get Hoya obovata and obtusifolias confused all the time. This guy is just packed in there. It's insane to me. Probably due for a repotting because these leaves are just all on top of each other. And it has these really, is that a peduncle? Is that a peduncle? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't know this was here. Oh my goodness, you can't see it. You can't see it. I didn't know that was there. I didn't know. Yes! I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy. Okay. Oh, there's another one right here. Okay, hold on. You ready? Hold on. This one we can probably see a lot better because of its location. I want to be very careful. I've only had one peduncle show up on a Hoya before and it fell off. So these are where all the flowers will come from. Okay. Well, if it wasn't clearly established that I'm a plant nerd, I'm sure that like emotional freak out really sealed the deal for all of us. You know what I'm saying? This is outrageous. You are outrageous. I think that's just new growth. Okay, everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Okay, let's keep moving. Up here we have some sort of Opuntia. Yes, the tag is still on the shelf. Yes, I've had it for months. Shh, that is not the main focus of what we're here to talk about though, okay? Okay, some sort of Opuntia, cactus, don't know which kind, not really my thing. Super cute over here, probably not enough light, probably will never grow, but I digress. Peperomia obtusifolia variegata. So this is just like the one that is over in my bedroom, but this one has some variegation to it. I'd probably see a whole lot more white variegation to the leaves and less cream if it got more sunlight, much like the Alocasia odora downstairs. Oh look, another Pelia. We're so surprised. No one saw that coming. Another Peperomia. I don't remember which one this one is. I'll try to leave it on the screen. That just, in the words of the great Jonathan Van Ness, strugs to funk. He just, he puts out new growth and then dies back. I don't know what to do with you, but at least you're here. Another variety of asparagus fern that has gotten quite out of hand, if I do say so myself. Look at this. Look at that. That's, that's a bit much, sir. It has made it quite difficult to water over here because all of these long offshoots or tendrils get caught in my hair or just on the outfit that I'm wearing. So it's really cute, but I may have to trim it up. I know it's really hard to see on camera because the leaves are just so soft, which is one of my favorite qualities. There's something so artistic about the way these asparagus ferns just grow. I love it. Little baby snake plant, just kind of chilling, is putting out new growth up here because it actually is getting light, which is cool. A neon pothos. An angel wing begonia. Oh, look, there's the new leaf. Look at you. Why, you're so cute. This is also from that shop up in Washington. So happy to see that this one's still going. We do have some of the older leaves that probably need to go, but other than that, it's still real cute. There's some more leaves back there too. Over here is another plant that I don't like. Okay, wait, hold on. How are we gonna do this? Y'all, my life is complicated and you're experiencing this firsthand. Back over there, that's a coffee plant. It was an impulse buy. Here it is. Listen, it was an impulse buy, which most plant purchases are. It's a lot needier than I signed up for. Not a huge fan. You gotta keep the soil moist, and it just really doesn't do much for me. So that's why it's hiding behind my giant obovata, because you just exist, in my opinion. All right, and then coming on down here, we have another Monstera adansonii. This one is all from cuttings, which is really cool. Oh, that leaf probably needs to go. But it's sending off these runners that are going so far. And there's another one that's going all the way up to there. Like, what a little adventure nugget are you? I would probably place adansonii in the same category that I would place spider plants. Like, if you screw up, they don't forgive easily. Unlike the other Monstera varieties that I have, I just don't feel like this one's very forgiving. I do think we've gotten a little bit of a rhythm, and I think this one's really happy right here. But man, these yellowing leaves just sometimes come on out of nowhere, and you don't know how to respond to them, so you just try to be really, really nice. Okay, so now taking a step back from all, oh, I forgot Apelia. Yeah, what else is new? Another Aglaonema, much like the one in my bedroom. This is a Philodendron Prince of Orange. It has been a very slow grower for me. Extremely, extremely slow. Like, this is the only new leaf that I've gotten since maybe this one too, since I got it. But new leaf seems pretty good, a little wrinkled, which leads me to believe it was either inconsistent watering or humidity issues that caused it to come out like that. And then a Sansevieria Moonshine, which is characterized by its mostly pale looking leaves. It does come across a lot more of a richer green on the camera right now. It's much more pale in person. I actually got this one at Walmart, which I was like super happy about. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Oh, and pothos cuttings that I have growing. Oh, I guess I should just show you. And pothos cuttings I've had growing in here for definitely over a year. I trim them up from time to time and just stick the vines back in there. Seems to be super happy. Did get mealy bugs, which was really strange. But since we shower in here, I was able to just hose them away. Yeah, I love this because it's a way for me to have a plant like actually in my shower. I know, I'm next level. I know, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, you guys, I missed two plants. So we have another Platycerium super bum right here, which is, wow, this lighting's awful. Can we, there we go. Which actually got dropped. I make it sound like someone else did it. I dropped it. So this whole gorgeous new leaf totally broke. We do have a new one coming in, so I'm not too worried about it, but I'm really bummed because the new growth was so cute. I'm sorry, buddy. And then I forgot that one. Just another string of hearts. Super happy because it's getting a ton of sunlight right here. But that one's all from cuttings as well. Okay, so now we're heading into arguably one of the messiest rooms in the house. But please bear in mind, we have 3 children. And we're currently in lockdown. So it's not gonna look cute. And I figured I would rather just keep filming and get this to you guys than try to clean up everything in here before filming a plant tour. Full disclosure, Majesty Palm. I think it's Majesty Palm. I hate this guy. I hate it. He got dragged in here. Oh wait, let me tell you windows. So this is actually on the opposite end of the house. So we have 3 small north-facing windows, an eastern-facing window, and a western-facing window, which is why obviously you'll see a bunch of plants clustered on that end and a few clustered over here. Hate this guy. Hate it. Was in my room for years. As much as it pains me to say that I hate any plant at all whatsoever, it just kept getting spider mites. So I had to take it out of my room. I just had to. So it's been living here for a few weeks. It is gonna go outside, but it's just too heavy for me to take up on my own. We have eradicated the spider mites as much as I can tell, but the webbing is left over and then it just gets so dusty and then it gets spider mites again. So he's just gonna go live a happy life outside because I am done with him. I'm just done. Top over here. Now bear in mind, this is very far away from any sort of window exposure at all whatsoever. Oh, you need some water. Your leaves are a little curly. I'm sorry. Okay, cool. I'll deal with you in a second. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 golden pothos just to frame out the TV over here. And shockingly enough, still growing. Still producing decent sized leaves, even though it's really far away from windows. Okay, so let's head on over here to the planty corner. Starting right here, we have a euphorbia. This is gosh, what's it called when they, oh yeah, this is a grafted cactus where they take two and graft them together. Thought that one was pretty cool. While I'm definitely not a cactus person, that one's fun. There's dead leaves and a melted saucer. I don't know why that's there. This is the mother plant from the Philodendron silver sword cutting that is in my bathroom. You can see there's a couple of new growth points. Interestingly enough, the growth is coming in super, super small, probably because this is only western facing exposure over here, but happy to see growth regardless. So I'll probably take that other cutting and plop it in here so we can get a fuller plant, so it'll be less leggy. Oh, wow. Didn't see this coming. Another Monstera Adansonii because Jamie's a glutton for punishment. See what I'm talking about with those yellowing leaves? Just kind of randomly out of nowhere, I take good care of you and then you just get mad at me. Back over here we have the, again, the mother plant from that Reverted Pink Princess. We do have a single, where is it? You focusing? I can't tell, you're too far away from me. There it is, right there, a new growth point, yay! Let's start high and work low, shall we? Up here we have a, I think Black Magic Cryptanthus. So this, or otherwise known as an earth star. This is my only bromeliad of this kind. I really don't understand it. I'm trying to. We're working on it. It probably is not in the best lighting location, but it will go outside once it warms up. Oh, cool, Jamie. Let's maybe remove the rotting leaf before we plant tour. This guy. Oh, you need water. Oh, I skipped you. I'm sorry. This is another one of those plants that I'm just convinced never wants to look cute. I see cute watermelon peperomias on the interwebs and I'm like, dude, how do you do it? Maybe I should water a teensy bit more often, but these leaves are all curly and gross. Okay, I am gonna bring this down. Like, I just can't get cute growth on this guy no matter what, even though it is in need of watering. I promise this isn't always the case, but even the newest growth is like, just, I get it. The not watering part, okay, you are just insulting. Just go over there. The not watering part right now is my fault. I get it. But the rest of it, I don't understand. Because for the most part, I'm a pretty diligent plant parent. And this is baffling the heck out of me. We've spent enough time on you. You are not the star of this show. Then we have a Philodendron brandiantum. Oh, wait. I thought I saw a spider mite web and I freaked out. This this started as a very sad plant. So I'm super happy to see new growth. I do know that if I want to see some larger leaves, I will probably need to trellis it, but I don't want to. I got this as cuttings off of Etsy. So glad to see growth, even though it's super tiny. This one will also probably go out during summer. Peperomia Silver Frost, right? Etsy, and this guy knows how to love me because it's currently flowering. Just these gorgeous, shiny, almost iridescent looking leaves. See, I do understand peperomias, I do. The watermelon one just, it's got its own weird thing going on, okay? But for the most part, peperomias just love me. They do. Look all the growth. You're so cute. We've got a kangaroo fern. Let me see if I can back up enough to get a good shot of this guy. Oh, hey, cat. And this one is much like the rabbit's foot fern that's downstairs. And it'll send out these, I don't think they're called aerial roots, but that kind of idea. Another spider plant that got mad at me at one point or another and now just looks pathetic. So we'll figure it out one day, right? Let's shake on it. Cool. Everyone saw you do that, so you need to get your act together. A Philodendron Brazil. This is one that I take a ton of cuttings off of because it's just so happy. Happy as a clam. We do have some reverted growth happening over here, so I'll probably trim off those vines. And reverted means it goes back to not having the stripe in the center like the original plant does. But then there's some like this that are super pale and barely have any dark green pigmentation to it, which is super cool. Middle shelf. We've got a variegated Schefflera. This guy's great. Super happy. We have another Ficus elastica tinicky. Look at that itty bitty cute new growth. Probably would do better in a higher light location, but this is all I got, so we're making do with it. Another Peperomia caperata. I think this is Burgundy. I don't know. If I can, I'll put it on the screen. See? I told you I understand Peperomia. I do. Look how happy you are. You are. There's just some of them that are finicky. A Philodendron Brazil cream. So this one, instead of the bright yellow down the center, has more of a cream colored. Again, this is one that I got as a cutting off of Etsy. Was struggling for quite some time, but now we are seeing decent sized growth, which just makes my heart so very happy. This is a Christmas cactus that is currently blooming. Look at you. You're so sweet. Or is this the Easter? Daggum, I always get them confused. I don't know. I think this is Christmas. I think. But, oh, look, a new bud coming in there. Look at all those flowers. Outrageous. I don't know what I did to deserve you, but I love you. A Philodendron Black Knight. This was probably one of my most expensive plant purchases. You can't even see it. All right, so let's just focus on this. This is one of the older leaves. So it's a little paler, but it's just got this gorgeous burgundy color to it. Just beautiful. And it's probably, I don't know, getting close to 20 inches tall. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I'll probably hack this one, toss the top of it into a cup with some sphagnum moss like I do with so many of my philodendrons when I'm rooting them, and then put it back in the pot to create a fuller look. That scared me. I thought it was like mealies or something. Another peperomia. Wow. Good job, Jamie. So many peperomias. A Scindapsus pictus exotica, and the reason that you can tell this is an exotica is the size of the leaves and how much of them is covered in silver. So this is much bigger than my argyreia and has much more silver on it. Like, look at, oh, you're cute. And currently sending off a runner over in this direction. Okay, and then last but not least, middle shelf right here. I think this is another, let's turn it this way. No, get out of the shot. This is yet another jungle cactus. Again, I don't know off the top of my head the difference between Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving. So here's one of them. We've had a rocky relationship, as you can tell by how tiny it is, but we've got new growth. We're pulling it together. We're gonna get through this. We're on a journey. It's a process. So we're okay. We're not great, but we're okay. And then yet another string of pearls. This is the best camera work you've ever done in your life, Jamie. You should self-applaud. Wow, very much wow. These are actually all cuttings off of another plant that I have, so super fun to see how well this is doing. Again, that one will probably go out during summertime. That's offensive. Look at that. That's wow. And then, welcome to the craft corner of the Wolfra household. Cool, 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 cool. This is the mother of all snake plants. It is so stinking tall and so magnificent. Let me flip the camera around for just a sec. So I'm 5'9". The tallest leaf is about, maybe if I stand up straight. Okay, so let's call it like 5'6". Of course, the rest of them are trailing much further behind, but still, this guy is putting out insanely long growth. It is a little skinny, which leads me to believe it's probably not getting enough sunlight because it's a little thin down here. But for the most part, it looks happy. Yeah, that growth is pretty skinny. I should probably scoot a little closer to the window. Oopsies. Over here we have an actually healthy blue pothos. And right here we have a neon philodendron. This one is quite leggy and quite dissatisfied, or has been for a long time, but we've got some new growth up top. So this just adds to my theory that some plants just struggle for a while, but if you keep loving on them, eventually they'll bounce back. A little spider plant baby, and then a piece of a Watermelon Peperomia leaf that actually, those are my daughter's little things that they're rooting in water. Okay, so quick peek into my son's room because there's actually only 2 plants in here and one of them is on its way out. Another pothos, obviously not really growing, but just existing. So this is a great example of how a plant will survive in low light, but definitely will not thrive. So it's fine. It's quite a distance away from this west-facing window that again is blocked by our neighbor's home. Some sort of grassy material. This is the one, I don't know what it is. It's basically on its way out. I don't mind the look, which is a very bizarre thing to say because we've got a very fishy outdoor vibe going on here. So I don't mind the browning branches. I think it just kind of adds to the lake-esque feel that, oh wow. Yep, to the lake-esque feel that we've got going on here. Wish it was doing a little better, but you win some, you lose some. Now heading into my daughter's room. Do you guys remember when I did those flowers up on their wall? They definitely all fell down, so I'm gonna have to get those back up, but that's not why we're here. We have a north-facing window and an east-facing window. So as you can see, we've got some plants clustered over there. Terribly backlit, but we'll get to those in a second. Right over here. We have a super tall Dracaena with a little extra pup coming out here. Again, existing because it's really far away from light, but seems to be doing okay. I love the greenery in this corner. Marble Queen pothos cutting that I tossed into this cute little pot that we got from the dollar section at Target quite a few months back. Oh, I thought I saw a root coming out. I was like, no, I don't want to repot you yet. And I have to keep turning this one because it grows directly towards the sun. But look at that new leaf. Why are you so cute? Okay, panning over this way. We've got, wow, another Monstera deliciosa. This is definitely a smaller version. This is definitely like a smaller cultivar. Some people might call it a tabletop one, but the leaves are much, much, much smaller and always have been. I got this from the Sill, which is great. I mean, they packaged it really well, but it's a much smaller version of the one that I have kind of around the house. So my guess is it's more juvenile. We've got 1, 2, 3 new leaves coming in. So even though this is definitely a darker lit room, he seems to be doing definitely okay. This is my first ever fiddle leaf fig that I've ever purchased. Believe it or not, even though this is a much darker room, it has been putting out new growth during spring and summer months, but this is not the ideal lighting situation for a fiddle leaf fig. A fiddle leaf fig needs a southern facing window. I'm aware of that. I'm just breaking the rules because this guy's pretty scraggly. It probably would grow a little bit better if I put it somewhere else, but the girls love having it in here. So he's just gonna stay here for now. I forget what this one is, but y'all are just gonna have to bear with me because there's just too many plants. Some sort of fern, some sort of curly fern thing. If I can figure out the name, I'll put it here. And then these are a couple of spider plant pups that my daughter's propagated. And then we put them all together in this cute little pot. Here's another great example of when we watered for like 1 or 2 times. This one probably gets more tap water than the rest of them, but we got some browning of the leaves. Just crazy to me that some plants could be so affected by that. And then last but not least, a snake plant. They're brutal on this guy. I'm a level with you. They are absolutely brutal on it. And when the cousins come over and they just get wild, it's not the cutest looking snake plant in the world, but it's hardy. So I definitely am not gonna put something in here that the girls could really damage. They're kids, they're supposed to be having fun. Okay, so now we're at the top of the stairs, so that goes off into my bedroom that we've already gone over. We do have a pothos right here. It's pretty far away from a western facing window, that same side of the house that's blocked by the neighbors. But you see that? That's new. That's new and we're proud of her. And then coming over this way, this is my Snow Queen Aglaonema. We do have some leaves. I've got a little bit of yellowing on the ends. My guess is it's in a medium that does not drain fast enough, and because this is really far away from both a western facing window and eastern facing windows, the soil's not drying out quickly enough. So that's my guess, is I'd either need to change the medium or change the pot that it's in. Because I could probably easily go 4 weeks without watering this guy, which means for the first week and a half or 2, it's sitting in very, very wet soil. Still growing, still having new growth come out, which is fantastic. I have no idea how this plant is pulling that off, but I of course would love to tend to some of the more yellowing of the leaves. And then, oh cute, super clean. We have, wow, so surprised, another pothos. And yet another collection of pothos clippings in those glass jars that I like so much. This one, this whole vine growing up this way, that did it all on its own. It like grew through the bike. So even though we are in a bathroom that gets absolutely no sunlight at all whatsoever, it's not thriving, but it's definitely surviving. So now we're gonna head down the hall to the, oh, hold on, to the office. That's not very clean. Like I said, we're just working on getting this content out, right? We have a Philodendron Salome. Hope? I don't know. It's another philodendron. That really loves these northern facing windows because it just keeps smushing itself up against there. That's a new leaf. Look at you, you're so cute. So we have a trio of northern facing windows right here, and then an eastern facing window right here. Okay, so philodendron right here. And then we do have a snake plant. This actually came from cuttings, and it's not very cute. Let's be realistic. My guess is this had root rot at some point. It's just here existing. I'm not a huge fan. I might take it outside. But hey, we're having an honest plant tour. Here's a very ugly snake plant for you. Going on up, we have another Pothos Enjoy. Right next to it is a green spider plant that actually had flowers. Just lost them, but it was flowering for weeks. Is this better? Man, this is brutal, guys. So much backlighting. So much like Monsteras will do, like I said earlier, Scindapsus pictus will send off these runners as a means of self-propagating. So these are actually runners. Wow, are you growing around the blinds? Of course you are. And around the, okay. And around the cord? Okay. So we're not gonna see a whole lot of compacted leaf growth here because this is a runner. So what I would probably do if I wanted to really get a plant out of this instead of just enjoying it growing in this little test tube right here is I would chop them up and propagate with much smaller sections, but I'm okay with having this long runner, which is now, because it's getting closer to the light, producing more growth. Let's go ahead and talk about, hey, another pothos. This one's lived here for years, and although this would probably be considered like a more medium or low light location, you can't even see, look how long that guy is. Look at We do have a couple of reverted sections right here. I actually don't mind the combination of the reverted section with the variegated section. I think it adds really cool contrast. And sometimes with the reverted sections, you can still kind of see like a little bit of color variegation in there. I don't mind as much. I think it actually looks really cool together. So I like the combination of those two. All right, so now we are in my recording room for my main channel. It's quite a mess. We're soldiering on. I'm gonna go over all of the big plants in the room first, and then we'll go over the terrarium lamps. Pothos, wow, didn't see that coming. A nice little, like rosette shaped, or like they call it a bird's nest Sansevieria, because it definitely creates more of a rosette or a star shape than it does growing straight up. So that guy's really fun. Over here, wow, another pothos. And another Aglaonema. I forget what this one is called. And that's actually, it's not yellowing on the leaves there. That's just the light casting that look. Y'all know I would be honest with you because I've got some ratchet plants that I've been sharing. Another snake plant, because this actually used to show when I was using a different camera to film, so I liked having the greenery in this corner. Now you can't see it when I'm filming, but it doesn't matter because he's still there. Another Ficus elastica, that's probably in need of a repot, to be totally honest, because the roots are coming out from the bottom. There we go. There's a new leaf right there. You can tell because it's super glossy. And here's a newer leaf right here too. And then we have a ZZ plant right there. Just shoved right up into the window. Although they are low light tolerant, they do really, really well in highlight locations too. All right. Heaven help me. We're about to go. Okay, we're going in. You ready? So these are the terrarium lamps. I do have a DIY on this channel. If you want to figure out how to do them yourselves, I will say it has been trial and error with quite a few different plants in here. That is a peace lily that is currently struggling quite a bit. You can tell the leaves are just really, really pale. This is a Maranta clipping that I literally just cut and stuck in there a couple weeks ago, and it's put out 2 new leaves. So I can tell that this plant is going to love it in here and really, really grow up. The last remaining piece of Fittonia that I had, because they were too needy for me, so this was rooting in water for a very long time, just stuck it in there. Do see some new growth points up here, so that's very exciting. I do recognize this is going to be really hard to visualize everything that's happening. Wow, cat. I do realize this is going to be very hard to see all of these plants, but even if I were to stick the camera in there, it's still gonna be really hard to see, so just bear with me. Peperomia caperata rosso, trimming, very pale, not a whole lot of color left in it, so we'll see if that one hangs in there. This is one of the random peperomias that I don't know, that I took a couple clippings of. Seems to be doing quite well in here, pretty pale in some areas, but still shoving out a lot of growth. This is probably the most exciting part for me of all of this. I just tossed some Peperomia prostrata, or string of turtles, leaves in there, and all of these vines came off of it. So clearly this guy is really enjoying it. What I love about this is I can actually go back in and harvest those later should I want to create another plant out of it. But just all these baby turtles, all the baby turtles. It would probably do a lot better if it had more light, but that's okay. We're just getting them started in here, and I might pull them out later. And then This is a syngonium. This is a pixie. So it's like super, super mini arrowhead. Look how tiny that leaf is. Can you see? There we go. Super tiny leaves. Really, really, really doing well. Surprised, impressed by this guy. So if you saw the original video, some of the plants are a little bit different. I have gone through and pulled out some that I knew just weren't working. I'm surprised by how poorly that peace lily is doing. But we'll see how the other peperomias kind of catch up, and we definitely know that this maranta is probably gonna outgrow this spot real soon. All right, now this guy. Oh, we got a lot more condensation on the outside. Here is more of that mini arrowhead or the pixie syngonium. There is a button fern in there, lemon button fern. Can we find a spot that's not super? There we go. So it's doing okay. So obviously ferns are humidity loving plants, so that one's doing really, really well. More of that peperomia. A very, very happy spider plant baby that is now basically a spider plant adult. This was put in from the very beginning. If you guys go back, it was so much smaller, and now it's huge, and I think it's actually putting off a pup of its own over here. We also have a rattlesnake calathea. I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't keep a lot of calatheas in my home because they're so particular, but this one is very happy in here. Loving the terrarium environment. And, oh, this is something that you will see when you do have terrarium plants, is sometimes if the sides of the enclosure are too moist, it will actually cause some of the leaves to rot a little bit in a couple spots. You can see it right here on the spider plant, and you can see it right here on the calathea leaf. Trying to see if there's anything else in here. Not that I can tell. Monkey! What? Why are you so needy, kids? Why are you so needy? It does have a bit of a vacancy up front. I don't mind the visual relief of that, but I might also just toss something in there in a little bit. I think that may be it. I'm not entirely sure. Probably figure it out when I'm watching back the footage, but I'm 90% positive I did all the rooms. I guess we'll find out. So there you have it, guys, my complete collection. Wait, how many did I end up with? Now, not counting any of my propagations or any of the plants that are in the terrarium lamps. I mean, I guess if we counted them each as one, then I don't know. I got kind of confused, and I didn't know quite how to label it at the end. So we have a total of 209 houseplants in our house. I hope you guys enjoyed this tour. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below and subscribe to this channel, especially if you're new here. Come hang out, be a part of the fam. Let me know what was your favorite plant of the collection in the comments down below. Maybe we'll be making some more planty content around here pretty soon, because Lord knows I have enough material to work with, right? And until next time, bye guys!